Good morning, everyone. Happy Labor Day to everybody this side of the pond. For those of you in other parts of the world and you don't have a holiday, I'm sorry. We don't get many holidays in the US, not like other countries. So we're so grateful when we have a day off. Okay, so over the weekend, I wanted to try and make this as concise as possible. Of course, you know who it is. I bet you can all guess. Senor Manifestor. Hello, he's listening. Hello, Senor. Everybody say hi. Anyway, so we were still working on this manifesting and also working on the whole thing with the advisors, right? Why is it that we receive what we believe with our conscious minds, bad advice from the advisors in the spirit world, especially when our souls are so young? Okay. And it's a big problem because once you take on board that advice, it seems to stick. So if they tell you, a certain scenario or a certain lesson or a certain way to organize a lesson is a good idea and the lesson is too hard, and again, as we know, a lot of times these advisors, especially when our souls were young, right, never had a human lifetime. Okay, that's just devastating. Anyway, so we went through several things, and we were looking for, a few different things here. We wanted to positively speed up the manifestation process because, hey, it's slow. I will be the first one to say it is too slow. Enough of the waiting already. The soul, as we know, uh, is not in a hurry, because the soul is going to outlive us as who we are in the here and now. So the soul's like, yeah, whatever, what's the hurry? And we're like, hey, our time is limited down here, right? So you need to hurry this up. And the other thing we got was like, how does someone take priority over another person when it comes to manifesting? Because we were speaking with the universal consciousness. Why is it some people get their manifestations more quickly than others? And the universal consciousness clapped back at us and said, hey, you got to be first in line, right? Well, okay, that's all well and good, but how do we become first in line? And how do we make our manifestation request stand out? How do we become high priority? And what we got was that good karma, okay, pushes us to the front of the line. So if you have an abundance of good karma in your present day energy field. Okay. That stands out because you need to stand out. We got that manifesting abundance. Now, you think about all the humans here on the planet, billions, right? Think about that. And in order to manifest over and above a need, or, because a need is, I need to put food on the table. A want is, I want $1 million. Okay. Those are two totally separate things. And how do we get to the front of the line with a want instead of a need, right? And you have to dip into this good karma bank. We all have good karma banks. We also have negative karmic banks as well, right? But if you're looking to speed up your manifestation process, then you need to create some sort of tapping that is going to be, I am going to use X%, whatever you decide it should be, of my good karma bank to help with my manifestations in the here and now and to push me to the front of the line. to make my manifestation request stand out. Now, I get a red flag when I say the word request. And for the life of me, I don't know why it's so echoey in here this morning. I'm so sorry. But anyway, um, yeah, so that makes me feel a little unsettled because really, I'm so tired of the requesting and depending upon others. We need to be more self-sufficient. Okay, so we got a lot of different things here, just little bits and bobs. And then we went into the session. So if again, if you're looking to speed up the manifestation process, you could even just say, if you wanted to make it generic, easily and joyfully manifest the optimum ability to positively, okay? Don't forget that word, positively speed up, excuse me, my manifestation process without any negative consequences to myself, my loved ones, friends, family, whoever you want to include in that, okay? You can do it that way, but since we know that the secret formula is the good karma, so the amount of good karma you have in your energy field makes you stand out to the universal consciousness and says, hey, you're at the front of the queue. It's your time. Okay. You can maybe use even both of those combinations. You could use good karma, bringing forth that good karma from your good karma bank, again, whatever percentage you want. And then also using that manifestation tapping of positively speeding up the process. I wonder if that would make it speed up even faster. And I'm getting a yes from Spirit. Okay, brilliant. So then we got into the session. And the session was where Senior Manifestor was a dog. Okay, nothing unusual. Well, it is for him because normally he's a bird, which is very typical of a lot of people, birds, fish. But anyway, we got a dog. And this was at the early time when dogs were starting to form these bonds to humans, right? And they started to become dependent upon or more dependent upon humans for food. And those of you that have dogs, I have a dog. I know Mr. Reality, you have Daisy Doodle, lovely little Daisy Doodle. But you know how like dogs stare you down when you're eating and they're trying to, really intense stare and so that you give in and you give them some food. So that was what was going on in this session. However, the tail kept wagging. So whenever the human would say something to the dog could not help the fact that the tail would wag, right? You know that? You know, when you're trying to make your dog like, sit and you say, oh, good, good boy, good girl. And then it's like, woo, let's wag our tails, right? That's what was going on. What kept coming through the session was, I want to remain in control of all of me, but I cannot because that emotional field of the dog wagging the tail, like Senior had no control over that whatsoever. And we also got, I'm trying to have a poker face, and other parts of my body are showing my emotions because, again, part of manifesting as well is removing as much of emotional attachment to money, because look, let's face it, I'm going to say money because most of us want money, right? Show me the money. So excuse me, so we have to remove any, a lot of emotions when it comes to money, particularly if you're investing, right? You don't want any emotions involved in investing. Okay, but the tail kept giving it away. And so it was like, I just cannot contain my excitement. Part of my body is serious, part of my body is not. Being serious shows determination. I want to remain in control of all of me, but I can only control most of me. So as we started going through the tapping, we got, he started feeling dizzy. That's a typical problem. Too focused on one problem instead of taking the holistic approach. And so we started to explore this, like, what is this? And what we do in the here and now, we think of it in such 3D terms, most of us. Some of you are so enlightened you don't, but most of us do. Everything that we're doing now is also to benefit not only ourselves, but when we are out of this reincarnation cycle and we're like floating around in the spirit world, we don't have to come back down here. We are then to help others in the spirit world, right? As the souls are coming and going. And we're there to advise, to oversee, to manage, whatever job that we are given up there. Maybe you're going to end up being a programmer if you're very, very brilliant. Okay? Maybe you're going to be a guide. We don't actually know until we get up there. And if you have a specific job that you want to do in mind, maybe you do want to be a guide, then you need to work on that now. You can put that information into the soul that there's a part of me that knows how to easily and joyfully manifest the optimum ability to have a job as XYZ, whatever it is you want to be, once I am no longer in the reincarnation process. So, but the thing is, everything that we do here is very relevant because we're taking our consciousness with us. Now, not the conscious mind, okay, because the conscious mind of who we are, like I'm Liz, this is who I am in this particular lifetime, that consciousness fades out, right? It dissipates when we die. But our soul consciousness, we're taking that obviously with us wherever we go. And we have to look at the big picture here. So whereas we're saying manifest, 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 okay, I love saying those three word that word three times. I don't know why. Please forgive me. I always say it that way. But where we're saying manifest, 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 right? We have to understand that behind this manifestation journey is the picture of, well, we're expanding our consciousness to as much as we can, to such an extent that when we are in the spirit world, we will take that knowledge in the soul with us and we will be advising. Now, going back to the original statement, which is we received some bad advice. Okay, so we then had to look at how did Senior end up as this dog who can't control its tail wagging? And what we got was a previous lifetime of where Senior Manifestor was some sort of blob or some sort of amphibian. I don't even know what it was. It was like a blob. It looks like a blob to me, a very small blob. And no longer here on the earth plane, extinct many, probably millions of years ago. And but it was independent. Senior had always had very, very independent lifetimes, and it kept saying, well, I just don't know if I'm doing, again, young soul, then took on some advice of an advisor that says, you know what? You need to be a dog in the next lifetime. And you need to form bonds with others on the earth plane, because by forming bonds on the earth plane, you're going to become that much stronger. But what we found out was by him forming bonds on the earth plane in subsequent lifetimes, it actually slowed down his reincarnation process, because he was sailing through at lightning speed, right? Every lifetime he's sailing through very quickly. He's extremely independent. He's going through the ascension hoops. He's climbing the ladder, and then he suddenly gets to this lifetime of a dog, and it slows him down because now you've got more variables in your ascension equation. You've got more people, more souls, and it starts slowing down. And so then we get to the point in the session of like, oh my God, that's so unfair. That's unjust. But what the end result was that even though that hidden agenda of slowing Senior Manifestor down in the lifetimes through the ascension process, see, the advisors didn't disclose that, but it was actually very necessary because we're looking at our solo picture, right? The advisors are not doing that. The advisors are looking at again the big picture. So by slowing him down, he then takes on more and more and more lessons with other souls. And of course, now he has a soul family. They're very close. Like they'll never split up as a soul family. He's one of the luckiest people I know. To be honest with you, he has a fantastic soul family. Everybody loves one another. There's no drama, no trauma, healthy, happy household, right? Growing up, and they still are, very happy and healthy even to this day. As parents are going into their elderly years, everybody is exceptionally close. Now that is the soul family that we all want, right? We're taught. So they learned the lesson. They learned the lesson a long time ago. Hey, we're not doing the trauma and the drama within the household, right? That's stupid. We're going to do it outside of the household. Anyway, so what the advisors are saying in their minds, their agenda, they didn't actually say it, sorry. In their minds, their agenda is we need him to maximize his consciousness expansion through as many lifetimes as possible. That's why we slowed him down, because we're looking at the big picture. And the big picture is when he is no longer reincarnating on the earth plane and he is working in the spirit world for all the other souls that are on this, conveyor belt, up, down, okay? We need him to maximize their potential. And the only way he can maximize their potential is if his consciousness is so expanded here during the lifetimes, right? So oftentimes we're looking at the advisors like, hey, like, dude, you've given me some seriously bad advice and we're not happy with it. But you have to understand that when they're making the advice or giving the advice, sorry, they're looking at, hey, the benefit to the universal consciousness, not just to you. It may be a detriment to you at the time, and it's probably something that you cannot offload on your own, right? Seriously, that advice sticks, and I don't know why, but it sticks very solidly. But they're looking at how are you going to benefit others. And so I thought today what we could work on is trying to understand this advice that we have been given, okay? So easily and joyfully manifest the optimum ability to understand, process, and dispose of any and all advice given to us by the spiritual advisors that is no longer serving us well here. Okay, is everybody good with that? I know this is a little different serving us. It's no longer serving us in a positive way. Okay? This is very serious because again, we keep getting like, okay, you told me that bullying would be good. Being bullied would be good in my lifetime. But actually, no. Being bullied is horrific in the lifetime. And by the way, just a little side note here, and then we're going to start. I know this is long, I'm so sorry. But just a little side note, I did a session yesterday with another person who suffers with bullying. Like everywhere they go, they see the bullies seem to come out, right? The bullies seem to find them. The bullies seem to track them down. It's like they can't get away from them. And we have worked on that before. It's come up in a lifetime before, okay? When we were doing a CTT session and we got, okay, there's definitely some sort of bullying energy that's like always following you, but we wanted to hit the target yesterday. And what attracts bullies? Do you guys want to know? What attracts bullies is your self-hatred. They don't even know that they're picking up your self-hatred in the energy field, right? But that's how they find you. That's how they get you with like precision, right? They always find the perfect victims. It's very rare, like I said yesterday, it's very rare that they find someone that is a championship boxer, right? I mean, that's a one-off. And when they do, and somebody takes them down because they're a boxer, that's all over the news. It's like, yeah, got you back, right? And everybody's cheering that on because that's such a rare thing. No, bullies usually target the perfect victims. And the perfect victims are ones with such a large amount of self hatred in their energy field. That's what attracts the bullies in. So if you are a person that is prone to being bullied, whether it's in the home, whether it's in the workplace, whether it's just like out in public, you're just out in public, you're minding your own business, and here comes some silly bully who's trying to, make a fool out of you, embarrass you, and insult you and threaten you, right? That is a sign, a big red flag that you have so much self-hatred in the energy field. May not even be from this lifetime. Could be from lifetimes, like a zillion lifetimes before, but you need to work on that, right? Because you will keep attracting them in until you get rid of that self-hatred. Okay, so I'm done. Mr. Reality, if you could tell everybody how to tap, that would be great.
Sure. Well, welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Happy Labor Day. We appreciate you being here now and in the future. You're going to repeat with me as your arms are crossed in front of you and you tap bilaterally on your biceps or your triceps. If you're unable to do that, you can tap your feet up and down alternatively as well. Your legs don't need to be crossed for that. Please don't do this while driving because, might have some issues and we don't want you to crash your car or anything like that unless it's a self-driving car, but we still don't advise you doing this while you're doing CTT. And I think that about covers it. If you have a history of either seizures or other issues, please be careful when trying to attempt CTT. Don't do it and find another modality.
Exactamente, if that's even a word. I just feel like being fancy. Yeah, if you have seizure activity, you're on seizure medication, you're prone to seizures, have a history of seizure, do not do the CTT. You have been warned. Do not do it. You will have seizures, okay? Because it's so highly stimulating to the brain. Once we open, you must stay till close. If you do not stay till close and you have to leave, go to the CTT channel, find a closing as fast as you can. Doesn't matter what it is, who cares? Close. Okay. If not, you're going to have holes in your energy field and you're going to bring in a lot more dark energy because dark energy moves faster than light energy. And it says, woo, there's a vacancy. Room at the end. Here we go. And so you're going to end up with problems. All right, so let's go ahead and make a start. I know that was long-winded, but a lot of this stuff is hard to explain. I tried to condense it down. That was like a 2-hour CTT session, by the way, and I tried to summarize it as best as possible. All right, let's go ahead and open. Where you should be is where Mr. Reality is. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There's a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
an optimum etheric pyramid
an optimum etheric pyramid,
as well as
as well as
an optimum etheric Faraday cage
an optimum etheric Faraday cage
for the empowerment and protection of each one of us.
for the empowerment and protection of each one of us.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's all take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
On the closing of Senior Manifestor's CTT session, we both got a zap in the middle of our brains at the top. And I was like, oh my God, what was that? And we both got an upgrade. We both got an upgrade during the session, like a consciousness expansion. We felt it. It was like zzz. And I was like, oh my God, I've never felt that like on the closing before. This zapping. And he had it as well. And what the upgrade was, it was you now have upgraded your consciousness to know that everything counts. It's not just about what you're doing today. This all counts to your future job, your future life in the spirit world where you live up there permanently. So that I thought that was very interesting. Okay, treasures. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
the optimum ability to see,
the optimum ability to see,
recognize,
recognize,
use, and enjoy
use, and enjoy
the treasures in and all around us.
the treasures in and all around us.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's all take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
All right, and the opening of the energy field and being responsible. Okay, there's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
the optimum activation
the optimum activation
of all of our spiritual helpers and divine teams.
of all of our spiritual helpers and divine team.
They will immediately take away any and all negative energy.
They will immediately take away any and all negative energy.
They will immediately transport it into the spirit world,
They will immediately transport it into the spirit world,
and they will transmute it into white light positive karma back into the universe.
and they will transmute it into white light positive karma back into the universe.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us and them now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us and them now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's all take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
All right, let's go for the easily and joyfully manifest the optimum ability to understand, process, and dispose of any and all advice given to us by the spiritual advisors that is no longer serving us in a positive way, according to our conscious mind, right? Because they'll say, oh, yeah, that's all very positive, you know. No thanks. Okay. All right. So I'm putting that out there to spirit. I'm saying This is according to our conscious minds, not according to what the advisors think. So this is going to be very subjective. Okay, they've given me a thumbs up. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
the optimum ability
the optimum ability
to understand,
to understand,
to process,
to process,
and dispose of
and dispose of
any and all advice
any and all advice
given to us by the spiritual advisors
given to us by the spiritual advisors
that is no longer serving us
that is no longer serving us
in a positive way,
in a positive way,
without any negative consequences to our friends, family, or loved ones.
without any negative consequences to our friends, family, or loved ones.
Candace. She always reminds me. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's all take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
All right, what did you get, Mr. Reality?
I got someone looking through their pill cabinet and their pills have been taken away.
Ooh, okay. So, because pills don't often fix the problem,
Mm.
right? Yeah. Unless they're antibiotics or whatever, but pills don't often fix the problem. I'm looking into that. So we are now stripping down, a layer of protection. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, right? Because, their advice. Um, I just am getting like a lot of negative self-talk coming through, like we are nothing, we are nobody, we don't have a clue, they know better than us, things like that, right? So maybe that's why we took on board their advice in the first place, because we were like, oh, we aren't anything. Look at them. They're so enlightened and wise, and they're no longer reincarnating, and I'm nothing. And that's what I'm getting. I don't have a clue. They know better than me, so I better do what they tell me to do. Okay, that makes sense too. Let's go. If you get anything, drop it in the chat. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
We have now stripped off
We have now stripped off
a layer of protection.
a layer of protection.
We will be abandoned.
We will be abandoned.
We have betrayed the advisors.
We have betrayed our advisors.
We are taking matters into our own hands,
We are taking matters into our own hands,
but we don't know anything.
but we do not know anything.
We are nobody.
We are nobody.
We don't have a clue.
We don't have a clue.
They know better than we do.
They know better than we do.
They are fully aware.
They are fully aware.
We know next to nothing.
We know next to nothing.
We are so minimal.
We are so minimal.
Our consciousness is small.
Our consciousness is small.
We cannot measure up to them.
We cannot measure up to them.
They are stuck in the old.
They are stuck in the old.
What else?
My conscious mind is flawed.
Oh, my conscious mind is flawed. Quick fix pills
Quick fix pills are being taken away from me.
are being taken away from me. That's what the advisors are. They're
That's
quick fixes.
the advisors are quick fixes.
I have too much fear to be self-reliant.
I have too much fear to be self-reliant.
We cannot see the whole picture.
We cannot see the whole picture.
What else?
I'm looking at the
This,
world through a tunnel.
I'm looking at the world through a tunnel. I'm only looking at the world subjectively.
I'm only looking at the world subjectively.
Ooh, the advisors are our training wheels.
The
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 advisors
advisors
are,
are our training wheels,
and I'm afraid to pedal the bike on my own.
and I'm afraid to paddle the bike on my own.
I'm lost.
I am lost.
I'm confused.
I am confused.
The violet pill.
The violet pill.
I've never done this on my own before.
I've never done this on my own before.
I'm unwanted.
I am unwanted.
I'm unloved.
I am unloved.
The advisors will never help me again.
The advisors will never help me again.
I don't think this is a good move.
I don't think this is a good move.
What else? Anything else?
I'm turning my back on source.
I'm turning my back on source. I'm still getting like I am nothing.
I am nothing.
Anything else? Let's close this one down. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
I got very clearly, I am now throwing my energy field into chaos. What did you get?
It's going to take a second. So, in the movie The Abyss, which is a great movie, you should go watch that. They give you a drug that allows you to breathe underwater. And the image that I got was of a scuba diver who had run out of air and could no longer breathe. And so, we need to take that leap to the guy in the abyss and be able to breathe even though we're breathing water. It's like a new paradigm shift in our system.
Mm, that makes sense. A new paradigm shift in our system. Yeah, we're learning to breathe without being on life support, right?
Hmm. Perfect.
We're learning to breathe and think and be for ourselves. But you have to do so with the mindset, right? That everything counts towards this life, future lifetimes, and beyond. You really have to grasp that. Um, when you do, hopefully you'll get that upgrade like me and Senior did. I was like, whoa, that's awesome. Let me go lay down because it wore me out. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. All right, so let's keep going. Whatever you get, drop it in the chat. If you're not getting anything, please don't worry. Okay, it's no big deal. There's plenty of us here that are getting things, and we're helping you right along. And that's also very good for all of our good karma banks, by the way. Even if you don't feel as if you resonate with what's being said, it'll be in there somewhere. Trust me. You can't have that many lifetimes and not have some element of whatever's being said. But even if you feel with your conscious mind in the present lifetime that this doesn't really resonate, just know that you're building up your good karma bank for because you're helping facilitate healing for others. Okay? Very important. And again, Use that good karmic energy to push you to the front of the queue. Hey, universe, here I am, ready to manifest. All right, let's keep going. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
I am now throwing my energy field into chaos.
I am now throwing my energy field into chaos.
There's a new paradigm shift in our system.
There's a new paradigm shift in our system.
We are not powerful enough to align to this new shift.
We are not powerful enough to align to this new shift.
We need a lot more expansion before we do so.
We need a lot more expansion before we do stuff.
Before we go into that optimum alignment with the new shift. What else?
I don't have the capacity to live on my own.
I don't have the capacity to live on my own. hmm Who do we think we are?
Who do we think we are?
I can't be responsible for others.
I cannot be responsible for others.
I am being pulled along like a roller coaster.
I'm being pulled along like a roller coaster.
We are not allowed to have access to the code.
We are not allowed to have access to the code.
We can't make it without connection to the advisors.
We cannot make it without a connection to the advisors.
We are not supposed to be independent.
We are not supposed to be independent.
Bonding to others creates karmic debt.
Bonding to others creates karmic debt.
And that is what breathes life into the universal consciousness.
And that is what breathes life into the universal consciousness.
We cannot pull away from others.
We cannot pull away from others.
Everything is challenging for me.
Everything is challenging for me.
Who packed my parachute?
Who packed my parachute?
I'm ignoring mentorship.
I am ignoring mentorship.
That is good for me.
That is good for me.
There's no light in the end of the tunnel.
There's no light at the end of the tunnel.
I'm blind.
I am blinded.
What else?
I don't want to be taken off life support.
I don't want to be taken off life support. I can't live without their advice.
I cannot live without their advice.
It means I have to make my own decisions and be self-sufficient.
It means I have to make my own decisions and be self-sufficient.
I don't trust myself.
I don't trust myself.
I'm set up to fail.
I'm set up to fail.
I self-sabotage.
I self-sabotage.
I am not that important.
I am not that important.
I don't deserve.
I do not deserve.
What else?
I don't want to walk into the fire.
I don't want to walk into the fire. I will harm others with my decisions.
I will harm others with my decision.
I cannot go with the flow.
I cannot go with the flow.
What else?
If I let go of life support, the weight of the world will crush me.
If I let go of life support, the weight of the world will crush me. I am nothing without others.
I am nothing without others.
I cannot do this on my own.
I cannot do this on my own.
I have taken on their advice so many lifetimes before.
I've taken on their advice so many lifetimes before.
Not taking their advice is the death knell in my energy field.
Not taking their advice is the best nail in my energy field.
Well, that too. It's the death knell. I fear making wrong choices again.
I fear making wrong choices again.
I am not ready to be on my own.
I'm not ready to be on my own.
I will lose touch with my soul family.
I will lose touch with my soul family.
I am not ready to take the next step.
I'm not ready to take the next step.
Why don't they have my back?
Why don't they have my back?
I'm not smart enough to care for others
I'm not smart enough to care for others
that rely upon me for their survival.
that rely upon me for their survival.
Life is grinding me down.
Life is grinding me down.
Their advice will be a welcome change.
Their advice will be a welcome change.
What else? Anything else?
I'm already at my peak of frequency.
I'm already at my peak frequency. The only way is down.
The only way is down.
The truth is hidden.
The truth is hidden.
Okay, that made my right ear burn, that statement. Let's close down. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Okay, very strongly, something that came up in seniors session is coming up again. Their advice is not timely. Okay, I got that so strongly again. Their advice is not timely. Why? Because we would prefer, it makes more sense to us on a conscious mind level, right? Subjectively, that we ask during the lifetimes, hey, you know, using whatever example you want to use, hey, now's the time to give me the advice. Not before I come down here and I don't feel the full weight of the scenarios that are being created or have been programmed for me. I need to be able to ask during the lifetime. So their advice is not timely. What did you get, Mr. Reality?
I was going to type it in. There's a person or man or woman behind the mirror doing everything that's controlling us. So they're writing the
Mm.
script, and that's why we're unable to change it because we don't see the other side.
Ooh, like the great Oz has spoken, like the Oz behind the curtain, the
It's
Wizard
not a
of
curtain,
Oz.
it's a mirror. And so like it's a different
Mm.
dimension, a different realm behind the mirror, which is
Hmm.
probably their soul life or when we're not incarnate.
And that's relevant because that was also something that came up in his session, right? Again, going back to that example of trying to be in control, but the dog kept wagging its tail. It had no control over that, right? So there's always this element of us that is not in control. So that makes total sense to me. And we need to be able to have full control. And we also need to be able to, for our conscious minds, to start dictating to our soul, hey, you know what? Hindsight is a fine thing. You've heard me say that a million times. But what I know now is important, and I need you to get on board. So, again, that would be a CTT round of there's a part of me that knows how to easily and joyfully manifest the optimum ability to send this important information to my soul and for my soul to absorb and take this on board, right? Because you can send the information to the soul all you want to, but is the soul receptive? Does it want to take on board the information? Is it going to use this information in the future? So play around with the wording on that one, but definitely that, that is something else as well. But yeah, so someone else is controlling us. We are not in full control there, and the advisor advice is not timely. Again, put it in the chat. All right, let's go. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
Someone else is controlling us.
Someone else is controlling us.
They're behind the mirror.
They are behind the mirror.
It's an illusion.
It is an illusion.
When we look in the mirror, we only see ourselves.
When we look in the mirror, we only see ourselves.
We do not see who is actually in control.
We do not see who's actually in control.
The advisor's advice is not timely.
The advisor's advice is not timely.
It doesn't come when I need it the most.
It does not come when I need it the most.
I end up in a crisis here on the earth plane,
I end up in a crisis here on the earth plane,
and I'm not allowed to get advice.
and I'm not allowed to give advice.
What else?
I fear changes in my paradigm.
I fear changes in my paradigm. Yes. I seek approval from the advisors.
I seek approval from the advisors.
Disorientation and disassociation.
Disorientation and dissociation.
I do not trust my decisions.
I do not trust my decisions.
I am confused.
I am confused.
The pathways that are set before me
The pathways that are set before me
are not lit.
are not lit.
I'm finding my way around in the dark.
I am finding my way around in the dark.
My higher self is in control of me.
My higher self is in control of me.
It has taken on a lot of bad advice.
It has taken on a lot of bad advice.
I fear loss of control.
I fear loss of control.
The advisors don't validate my ideas.
The advisors do not validate my ideas.
It's like talking to a wall.
It is like talking to a wall.
They know best.
They know best.
What else?
I can't see anyone in front of me making the right decisions.
I can't see anyone in front of me making the right decisions.
And I
I
want to be a
never make the
follower.
right decisions.
Right.
I'm just a follower. I never make the right decisions.
I never make the right decisions.
Even the best decisions at the time are still not the right decisions.
Even the best decisions at the time are still not the right decisions.
My advisors are fine while I'm drowning down here.
My advisors are fine while I'm drowning down here.
My soul came here for challenges.
My soul came here for challenges.
I am afraid of creating bad karma.
I'm afraid of creating bad karma.
I do not have any guidance.
I do not have any guidance.
I do not know what is right and what is wrong.
I do not know what is right and what is wrong.
I am not powerful enough to change generational trauma.
I am not powerful enough to change generational trauma.
I am not a trendsetter.
I am not a trendsetter.
I go with the flow.
I just go with the flow.
I don't want to upset anyone in the spirit world.
I do not want to upset anyone in the spirit world.
Mm. God, I feel so nauseated. Oh, what else?
My trunk is like tingling, my entire body.
Oh,
I feel like
God,
there's
this is
this
powerful.
pack through my shoulders and the back of my neck. Someone feels sick.
Yeah, yeah, I feel really sick. I'm dizzy. Yeah. Ooh, my leaps of faith are not supporting me.
My leaps of faith, they're not supporting me. Should we ask George what we're missing?
I feel really sick.
I feel very sick.
George, how do we get rid of this nausea? Okay, I am ashamed.
I am
I am
ashamed.
ashamed. Ooh, that relieves some of it. I don't know what I'm doing.
I do not know what I'm doing.
The advisors are like a roadmap.
The advisors are like a roadmap.
I like using maps that are already created
I like using maps that are already created
instead of just hitting the road with no destination.
instead of
Oh
hitting the
God.
road with no destination.
Whew. I felt that leave a bit. I'm going to close this one down. I'm still feeling nauseated. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. Whew, I'm breaking out in a sweat now. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Good grief. That wave of nausea, I'm like, oh my God. Like, am I pregnant? Right? Oh, geez. No, I'm not. Ugh. Anyway,
Congratulations. I got this feeling that a
yeah,
bird shat on my shoulder. So it's that feeling of disgust and like, ah, I can't do anything right. Just that
yeah.
self-disgust. It happens even though it was the bird, not you.
Wow. In the UK, that's good luck.
Really? Well,
Well,
crazy.
anything can be good and bad, okay? Anything can be good and bad.
What if I really like that
Um,
shirt? I
well,
have to
you're
throw it
supposed to
out.
go buy a lottery ticket if that actually happens. So maybe you should buy a lottery ticket today since
All
you had
right.
that visual.
We'll do.
He's gonna hit the big bucks, guys.
Right. I'm going to give
Okay.
everybody money here when I win.
Well, thank you. Um, where is this nausea coming from? What is this that is stuck? I can feel the resistance. I'm sorry, Miss Reality. So you got like self-disgust, um, unlucky, unlucky. Um, I do not seem to land on my feet. You know what gets me? I actually know someone who's done very many terrible things in this lifetime, and he always lands on his feet with money, with everything. It's the weirdest combination. It's like dark karma has evaded him in this lifetime. It's so strange. Even though he knows he did very wrong, right, earlier on in his life, um, he he never has to repay the karmic debt. It's the weirdest thing. Like everything just flows into him. Money, vehicles, housing, like massive house, it just travel. He's living the life of Riley. Trust me, he is. And yet he never has to pay the karmic debt. That is the weirdest thing to me.
You probably bought a moon coin early on.
Yeah. So it's weird. It's like, is there no, justice in this world? Not that I dislike him. I like him very much. I mean, he's funny but whatever. But I mean, yeah, I do know someone like that. Okay, what is this nausea? I'm still feeling a little nauseated. It's just we're not good enough. We're not good enough to take control and make decisions. We are not good enough to take control and make decisions. We need them. We need them. We do not have enough confidence to make good decisions. There you go. Yeah. I'm gonna, because there's a reason that person came into my head. The dark karma always seems to find us, right?
Like the intro you were talking about, it's that resonance, that frequency.
Mm,
You have fear, people, bullies attracted to you. You're resonating at that, and that's what they pick up on. So how do we change the frequency vibration to a better
yeah.
attunement?
Yeah, we have to. Okay, so how do we change the frequency, that we can be self-sufficient? And okay. Yes. Thank you, George. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have to accept that we will make mistakes along the way, but they will be our mistakes. There you go. Bingo. All right, let's keep going. Let's see if we can get rid of some of this ick factor. It's really made me feel terrible. Okay, there's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
let go and heal.
let go and heal.
All of this self-disgust.
All of this self-disgust.
We are unlucky.
We are unlucky.
We don't seem to land on our feet.
We do not seem to land on our feet.
We are not good enough to take control and make decisions.
We are not good enough to take control and make decisions.
We need those advisors.
We need those advisors.
We cannot go it alone.
We cannot go it alone.
We do not have the confidence to make good decisions.
We do not have the confidence to make good decisions.
The dark karma always seems to find us wherever we go.
The dark karma seems to find us wherever we go.
It won't leave us alone.
It will not leave us alone.
And we have to accept
And we have to accept
that we will make mistakes along the way,
that we will make mistakes along the way.
but they will be our own mistakes.
But they will be our own mistakes.
We're not carrying around any more bad advice.
We are not carrying around any more bad advice.
All of the circumstances are beyond our control.
All of the circumstances are beyond our control.
We like the suffering.
We like the suffering.
We like the challenges.
We like the challenges.
We like experiencing low vibrational frequencies.
We like experiencing low vibrational frequencies.
We cannot control our vibrations.
We cannot control our vibration.
The universe controls us.
The universe controls us.
What else? We
I-
are indecisive.
We are indecisive.
We don't trust that we can be creative enough.
We don't trust that we can be creative enough.
Oh, I can blame my advisors when things are not easy and go wrong.
I can blame my advisors when things are not easy and go wrong.
We do not have to be accountable.
We do not have to be accountable.
Okay, bingo. That left, let's close. That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. And we're letting go of this idea that we cannot be self-sufficient. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
I felt that leave big time. Is everybody feeling good? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This was a hard one today, so thanks for staying the course. Easily and joyfully manifest the optimum ability to have confidence in our own decisions and allow information. See, this came in the session. Allow information from our conscious minds. I'm putting this in minds to penetrate our souls in order to make easier lifetimes in the future. Make for easier lifetimes. Okay. You know, I need a break. We need a break. Please, can we have a break? Um, and have a bit of an easier lifetime. Oh wow, how you all are sending hearts up the screen. I have no idea. You guys are so high tech. All right, so let's close. The spinning sensation in the throat and chest, that's good because the that means like you're activating your chakras. Okay, so they're spinning. That's great. Any buzzing feeling is good. Anything like that. Feeling tired, yawning. Yeah. Oh, the hearts are a Zoom upgrade. Oh my God, more Zoom upgrades. Well, thank you. Oh, somebody sent a shoe. Okay. So let's tap to close. There's a part of all of us that knows how to
There is a part of all of us that knows how to
easily and joyfully manifest
easily and joyfully manifest
optimum guidance,
optimum guidance,
positive emotional fulfillment,
positive emotional fulfillment,
gratitude,
gratitude,
self-love,
self love,
self-forgiveness,
self forgiveness,
forgiveness of others,
the forgiveness of others,
and the optimum ability
and the optimum ability
to have confidence in our own decisions
to have confidence in our own decisions
and to allow
and to allow
information from our conscious minds
information from our conscious mind
to penetrate our souls
to penetrate our souls
in order to make for easier lifetimes in the future
in order to make for easier lifetimes in the future
without any negative consequences to myself or my loved ones,
without any negative consequences to myself or my loved ones
in all of those wonderful spaces we just opened up.
in all of those wonderful spaces we have just opened up.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
That part of our beings are willing to inform the rest of us now.
It's doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
It is doing so now with unlimited love, grace, and ease.
Our minds, bodies, and spirits are receiving the love,
Our minds, body, and spirit are receiving the love,
healing, information, permission,
healing, information, permission,
and deep relief now.
and deep relief now.
So let's take a deep breath. That feels so much better. Information transfer is now complete.
Information transfer is now complete.
So be it, it is done.
So be it, it is done.
Oh my goodness, that wiped me out. Well, thank you, everybody. Mr. Reality, thank you so much for hosting. We always appreciate it, and I will hold for questions.